I want to start this out by asking you a question, Ryan.
Okay.
How is Hummer ownership?
Honestly, dude.
Sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit.
It was good up until this week, I would say. And things have really gone sideways in the last, 9 days.
You've owned it for a week and a half, roughly.
Well, it all started going bad when the roads became icy. You would think a Hummer would be really good, and it is good in the snow. It is just not good on the snowy roads.
That would be a problem. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just slipping
Living
and
in
sliding.
Minnesota, being that you bought it as
A winter
a
vehicle.
winter beater.
Yeah, so I don't really know. It doesn't accelerate well or stop well or turn well whenever the road isn't perfectly dry asphalt, which is an issue.
I can see where that'd be a problem.
And probably the most embarrassing thing is whenever I go out to it in the morning and it's been really cold, all of the air leaks out of the rear air suspension, and it is full-blown squatted Hummer, and it is just riding on the bump stops. And I drive home or drive to the shop to work like a trucker, just bouncing along.
Dude, every morning I pull into the driveway and I see that thing sitting there squatted out, the nose a good foot above the rear end. I just can't help but laugh picturing you driving that thing around.
It's a weird situation because Hummers are supposed to be this baller thing, and then when it gets to be a clapped out Hummer, it's like the reverse reaction. I hate to say it, but yeah. So my question is, Ryan, we talked about this, I don't know, even a month or two back, how you were proposing to me buying a cheap car is more worth it than spending the extra money and getting something new. Do you regret your decision yet? Because you buy something new, you don't have problems like this. Like, you roll around in style, it's comfortable, it works every time. I mean, yeah, it's gonna lose a little bit of money, but then you buy a blown out Hummer, and you end up having no brakes, riding around on air suspension, hating every second of it, and spending money on parts and time fixing it,
and not driving it 50% of the time because it's been broken.
So no, I'm just curious though if you're still feeling strong about it.
This morning when I was driving to work and it was freezing cold in there and everything was fogged up and I had no suspension, I was like, I do regret this.
Okay.
I do not regret many decisions in my life, but I do regret 9 months ago selling my TRX. I missed that thing, dude.
So what's Alondra think of the Hummer?
She actually hasn't rode in it, which maybe says enough.
Wow.
Oh, she just does
Won't
everything
step
to
foot.
avoid it, or what?
No, it's just normally if we go somewhere, we just take her car, or the last couple times I just haven't had to drive it. So
Has she shown any interest?
cars are just means of transportation to her. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And also to go back on the thing of where you're like, oh, you spent all this time working on it. I have enjoyed being able to put my touch on the things. Yes, it may have been painting the frames.
Painting the rust.
Maybe it was fixing the
brakes,
fixing the rust underneath, putting new brakes in it. I didn't really love that. The wheels now are coming, which is great. Put in some new headlights, got to mess with the dash, and it's all cheap things. For the same price as the paint that you will be putting on your Raptor that will eventually be showcased, I have done all of these things to my Hummer. And it doesn't really bother me.
That's good.
Will definitely enjoy driving a nicer vehicle when I get it, but right now it doesn't. The scales haven't turned too bad for me.
Fair enough. Okay, that kind of answers the question. Because I was going to say, we gave you that out last week. It's not even on the video, but we were like, let's jump this bitch. Let's jump it. And we were worried it was going to destroy it. And we said, if it destroys it, we'll give you $10K, get your money back. And you were like, no, I don't want to do that. And literally the next day, if not the same day, all your problems came up. And Vass put it in the ditch.
Well, all my problems came up when I let Vass and Evan borrow it. It came back with a destroyed windshield. The brakes were gone, and then now the air suspension has been leaking out.
And they
every
put it in
time
the
I
ditch.
drive it.
Vass put it in the ditch two times in one trip.
And I mean, now after driving it, I can see how.
Beat the hell out of it.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened in that trip to Fargo and back, but I was like, would they have done this if it was my TRX? Would the windshield wiper have flown off? And would they have went, fuck it, dude, let's just wreck the windshield? I truly wondered that.
I don't think any of that would have happened with a new truck.
He actually said, fuck it, let's wreck Ryan's.
No, but you guys did let it get wrecked, so that was the issue.
So this is my last thing that I'll even say on this. Are you sure that it's not making you mad? Because you've kind of been a little grumpy this week.
No, it's actually good because it gives me something to hate other than things you guys do. You know?
Okay.
It's like an out.
Fair
I can
enough.
like hate on something else. And we've all
Yes,
been
I
grumpy.
love that, though.
So nice.
Buy a shitty car to work on so you can take your hate out on that.
I hate out on that, dude. Also, I
What
feel
a
like we've
relief.
all just been on edge this week. We all, you know, it's just like one person gets a little more snippy, and then we all get more and more snippy at each other, and then it raises the bar of snippiness, you know? And I think it would be unfair to count all 5 of the other of us in this room out of why I have been more upset this week. I feel like everybody has.
It does seem like that Hummer, it really accelerates it though.
Really?
I feel like I
I feel
haven't
like
been
it
upset
does.
at all this week.
Ben's been more snippy. Mike has been more sarcastic. Evan's been positive since I yelled at him last week, but Evan got
Give him a
like the
stern
first.
talking to or what?
If you guys go way back in, you know, the C-Boy universe, I have been known to be what some may call
Snippy.
I'd say Evan had it coming to him.
a psycho. They call me a psycho. And I think
Yeah, get Evan on here. Who wants to step out?
we're working on an Evan mic. I was thinking about having him, you know, like how NFL sportscasters have like a headset. It could just be Ev sitting over there.
Oh, I
in
like
the
that.
couch.
All right, can I tell like my side before
Yes,
Ryan
When
gave me a
Ryan
talking
freaked
to?
out at you?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I could see, you know, I'm on his side where like the past week with the R6 and the Banshee build going not ideal, and I had a less than positive attitude through that. So I will agree there could have been some building.
It was a little, that was like the tipping point, but it was like a build up to that.
Correct.
Yeah,
It was
but-
like a build, like you just kept getting a little bit more and more negative. And I've said this on a couple podcasts ago, but the odds are already stacked against us in like every single thing we do. So we don't need one more person in there telling us what we can't do or like what isn't possible. And we're doing a little bit more and more of that where we'd say something and you'd say, it's not possible. And then you throw your hands up.
So what were you gonna say?
Now I'm just okay. A little bit of backstory behind
So
it.
the instance where I was being negative was where we didn't have the proper tool to put the master link on the R6. So Vass was just gonna bash it with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, well, that would be great to be doing a wheelie at 60 and have that chain lock up. And Ryan flew off the handle.
Okay, I do feel bad. I even said it to CJ.
Yeah, he did.
I said I told you off on the wrong thing. I should have just waited another 5 minutes for you to be negative about something else.
Yeah, something better. Yeah, it was a slightly the wrong instance.
Yeah, it was the right
but-
instance, or the wrong instance. But no, I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it, I think. I mean,
So that what do you say? Me and CJ were gone for that.
No,
I was there. I watched
everything,
you.
everything we just talked about, really,
Just
just
said you can't be
Can't be
complaining
negative
about it and saying it's not going to work or we're not going to get it done because we have to figure out a way to get it done. But it's like you don't really have an option. It's like you got to make it work. So you make it work, you know.
But you guys explained it right there so good talking.
Okay, so we all have.
Ryan didn't have.
I didn't
Ryan
speak
didn't
so
use the- he
kindly.
He didn't have the same.
I gave him
tone.
like the dad tone. Like I was upset. But like you guys have your way of communicating, and it was for like 2 weeks making fun of Evan. Go, oh Evan, what are you gonna throw your hands up again? And it wasn't getting through. You know, it wasn't changing anything. And then so my negative way of communicating to Evan was
probably more efficient, much more efficient.
but probably a little more degrading and a little more mean, and what some would call being a psycho.
sometimes
you didn't
need
take
that.
it like personal.
No, I
Did-
felt
like,
bad. Evan and I
after?
were quiet for a while, and I was like, "No, dude, you don't understand. Like, this is a rite of passage.
Yeah.
It's happened to every single friend
true.
here. And if I haven't freaked out at you, you are not one of my best friends.
We must be really good friends.
Well, dude, since I showed up on that Sunday,
Jason's
which is
like-
2 weeks ago, Ryan kind of had that look in his eye, and I knew it was coming.
You
I'd
didn't
seen
know
it.
how long.
Like, I knew the fuse was already lit. I wasn't going to be able to put it out.
You're right. You were just the one who was there when it ran out.
But no, I agree. I've been negative. Sometimes you guys take me being totally negative as like, I'm trying to point out something that could result in like a failure further down the line. So do we really want to cross that, get too far into it and then go, oh, that was a bad idea? But I completely understand.
Yeah, shit happens. It's a tough dynamic around here. We're around each other. I don't know, 80
Yeah, 'cause
90
you do a lot.
hours a week?
Dude, seriously, and it's all fun and games until you throw away somebody's hot dog cooker. And then friendship goes out the window. It's time to brawl. Like,
Yeah,
you,
but-
you cross the line. That's not cool. And, like, the gloves are off.
Yeah, but I wasn't actually that heated about the hot dog maker going away. You just felt a little attacked. 'Cause that doesn't happen
felt
to you
like
guys that
backstory,
often.
I threw away this moldy,
Well, it's not moldy. It was greasy.
dust-covered, greasy,
It was dust-covered.
5-year-old, like, disgusting.
5 years old.
Fake news. It was 2 years old.
All right,
Yeah,
2-year-old
2 years old even.
hot dog cooker that we got for free. Zero money spent on it. It got used maybe once a month because I threw it away like a month and a half ago, and they just noticed it the other day.
It's also fake news.
And we have like 100 different cookers on our little kitchen table, like literally a cooker for every single thing that
It's like
you can
novelty
imagine.
cookers. I will agree.
Yeah. And so I just looked at CJ and I go, hey, should we throw this away? We can get another one if they're upset about it, but like, let's throw this away. It's
I said
disgusting.
ask Micah.
So I go and ask Micah. He's our resident glizzy goblin. So I go up to Mike and I go, hey, Mike, figuring that he'd be the most upset about it getting thrown. Can I throw this away? And he goes, yeah, I don't care. Something along those lines.
I think that's because. So Mike just said it was very passive aggressive. I think that's because he learned. You could literally walk up and be like, "Hey, Mike, here's your firstborn child. You don't need this anymore, right?" And then he'd just probably have to be like, "Fuck yeah, I guess I'll have to get another one," because like there's no arguing with you two.
Don't bring us two into it because it was
Okay,
Ben.
mainly Ben.
The only
could
reason
have-
I chimed in when you guys were arguing was because I was like,
Jesus.
he had a point. He had a point with how many machines there were.
I figured if he actually would have cared, he probably would have said it put up a little bit of a stink and it went very easy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then a month and a half later, somebody went to go make a hot dog, which I might have saved you some kind of like food poisoning.
I agree. It was bad.
It should not be getting used, and we got it for free. We can get another one. I think that you guys came pretty aggressive at me for okaying it and then coming back at me for throwing it away.
You know the
I agree.
tensions are high.
You were there, right? And that's why after that we go, man, Ryan's really upset about this Hummer, isn't he? Because it was just like one Hummer problem after another, and then I threw that away, or you found out I threw that away, and it was just like it exploded.
I was
after
hangry,
that.
dude. I needed some food. But I think a little bit of it was. I have been far more upset about other real things, probably in the last 2 weeks than that. But it was funny because you got so razzed and you were just felt so attacked by throwing away this hot dog maker.
Well, because you, Ken, and Micah were all attacking.
whoa! Half the group.
Okay, so my
And
problem
Evan.
was
Evan
I
too.
went to the C store, bought some hot dogs, was like, yes, I'm going to make some hot dogs for lunch. And then I find out the glizzy maker's gone.
Which is growth for him, you know? We try to do a contest. He won't even eat them.
This is true.
I was very like upset in the moment, but
The truth
I do not
comes
care.
out. I knew it. You guys were upset. I'm sorry. Okay, all right.
did-
All right.
3
It did-
o'clock, I hadn't eaten anything all day.
It did
Okay.
lessen the pain when I figured out that you can cook hot dogs in the air fryer and they're better.
That's the other thing. We got literally a novelty cooker, like one after another. We guys just pop up a photo of what our kitchen table looks like. It's very limited space. Keep that in mind.
So here's our problem. We have all these little cookers, which is not an absurd amount for a normal kitchen. We just have nowhere to store them
Right.
other than on the counter.
and they all get like super dirty and no one really cleans them. And I mean, I was on Ben's side. It was valid in throwing it out. I didn't think Mike would approve it though. So when he approved it, I was like, wow, I was
shit, it's
surprised.
Hey, let's not forget about Mike getting heated when Ryan ate his brats. That
Dude, that
Micah
one was
won.
That was the best
full-blown
part.
on me,
That was
dude.
the best part.
I was thinking about that the other night. I was like, dude, that was a dick move.
dude,
like,
he wins them at a meat raffle.
and they were so good.
they were Mike's hot dogs, and Ryan just ate all of them.
Well, I had two.
I ate one.
But that was like another like in the heat in the moment. Like I was so pissed, but now it's just funny. Ryan ate 2,
Yeah.
I got 0.
Well, I was
Your
pissed.
guys' side, that's when you fell apart because your guys' group was all turning against each other. It was like
Yeah.
you all had everyone against Ben, and then you within your group,
And
you
there was
tore
a
each
we all
other
tore
apart.
apart. Oh, man.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got that beef squash.
The shop beef is squashed. We're all fine now. It'll be good. All we need to do is just go on vacation with each other, you know?
Yeah.
Right. That should settle things.
We should just get wicked drunk together somewhere else other than here. We'll be good.
I think we're gonna have a blast.
No,
on
we
vacation.
are, dude.
That's
It's going to be
blast.
so good.
I have something I've been wanting to talk about while we have Evan and now Ken on. A good friend of mine, he is a very smart man. He could have worked for NASA. They asked him to work for him, but he's a humble man and he likes to stick around his roots. So he works around here. He likes to smoke cigarettes. And I asked him, I said, so what do you think about vaping? Why don't you vape? He's like, no way. You've heard the conspiracy behind that, haven't you? And I was like, what? No, what do you mean? Like, just pussies do it or what? You know, like I'm thinking like that's what he was going to say. And he goes, no. The whole reason vapes have been enacted. Ken, are you listening? I need to get this through to
Oh,
you.
no, I don't pay attention when you're actively trolling me.
What? This is a true story. How am I trolling? This is what...
It's the part 2 of this.
What? Okay, so anyways, he told me that vapes are basically, they've been, placed and planted in society to, get people addicted to them, obviously, with their dangerous and very toxic chemicals, but more so get them hooked on sucking on that little metal circle thing because, as you all know, AI is becoming more and more a part of society. There is worries that AI will eventually take over, and Elon Musk himself has said one day AI, like robots, are going to take over and they're going to turn on us. Vapes have been planted for those to get on them because when the robots take over, the vape smokers are going to be sex slaves to the robots and just give them BJs. That's what they're for.
I'd heard
Just sucking
Long
robot
story
dick.
short,
Sucking robot dick.
vapes are just robot dicks.
Yeah. So
I've been
these
hearing you
two,
guys say robot dick all week. I didn't know that was why.
that's why. These two have been training for the future.
The only way to consume your nicotine.
Bro, I'm sure you guys are looking forward to it. I don't know, and that's fine if you are. Looking forward to the future?
What do you even say to something like that?
I don't know. I'm happy about it. I don't fucking know. Dude,
It was kind of close-ended. It's more of just...
Dude, more robo penis for you and
Robot
then I
dicks.
don't have to do it.
I don't know, man. I was just saying, like, when he told me that, I told you guys, and you guys kept doing it. It's been 2 weeks now or whatever.
Are you worried about the future? Excited for the future?
Yeah, that's probably a better question.
Dude, this is so ridiculous.
Ken?
Ken, how do you feel about it?
No comment.
Ken, you can't. We're on a
He's
podcast.
excited about the robot
You have
dicks.
to comment.
Robot dicks. That's so from now on, for those of you kids at home, if you have not started vaping, don't start unless you want to start sucking robot dick in the future. And if you are vaping and you don't want to be sucking robot dick, you might want to stop.
Dude,
But if you're I don't know what these guys don't apparently have any problem with it.
you guys know the ads that they used to play for, like, quit smoking cigarettes.
I
they
should be
kill.
the guy.
They just used that clip right there.
Robot dick.
Don't vape, kids. It's bad for you. They play it in, like, high schools.
Yeah, smoke cigarettes like a real man.
Yeah, so that was basically
I'm kidding.
the gist of it. Is Slick was then saying, yeah, I don't want to suck robot dick, so I'm going to just continue
Yeah.
to smoke cigarettes like a real man.
And
And
he
then-
did say that.
And then I won't have that problem, right? Ken, if that is the case and the only way to consume nicotine is through sucking robot dick, will you...
I'm just going to stop you there. No.
I've seen...
Once
Ken,
again,
you
yours-
are full-blown addicted to that thing.
Once again, you're infatuated with dicks.
I'm not the.
How many
he's not the one
podcasts in a
sucking
row?
on
How
robot
many
dick.
podcasts in a row have you talked about dicks?
I don't know. What are we on 59? It's at least in 60 of
Listen,
them.
hey, if you guys are trying to, looking forward to the future, let's just say, so
Ken,
be it. I'm happy for you. As long as you're happy. I just want to warn you of the potential position you're putting yourselves in.
All right, well, you can sleep well tonight. Rest assured that I will not be sucking any robot dick in the future, CJ.
You're quitting?
No, I'm gonna keep vaping every fucking day, but I'm not gonna suck any robot.
Well, you're not
dick.
going to have a choice, man. They're going to take over. Robots are going to take over eventually. They're becoming
Okay.
smarter than us,
Well, then I'll quit.
especially you and me.
I'll quit then.
I don't know if it works that way, man.
They'll have you
They're
hooked.
going to be walking around with those little puff sticks as their wieners. They don't wear clothes, and you're going to break down to your knees. I've seen you. You see it sitting there in the cup holder? I'm just telling you,
How
man.
do I defend myself against sucking dicks? Robot dicks. Any
That's
dicks.
what I'm saying. The only way to protect yourself is to quit vaping now.
I'll think about it.
I'm just doing it because I'm a good
comes.
friend, man. Because I'm a good friend.
I appreciate it, bud.
Ken, I want you to consider too. I know you're closed off to it, but please consider.
It's tough because it looks like he's been ignoring us, but our voices are just pumped right into his ears right now. So there's no way he can.
There is a mute button, you know.
You don't have us muted, otherwise you wouldn't have known what you just said.
He just muted us. He muted Ben at least.
I love how he picked you. I don't think you said a word during that whole conversation.
Unbelievable. Somehow
know.
I get known now as the penis guy. Ken?
Is that why you threw away the hot dog cooker? It made you uncomfortable?
Maybe subconsciously.
They just like that a phallic shaped object makes you uncomfortable now.
No, it does not make me uncomfortable. Therefore, why we are talking about it on the podcast.
We should write a song about robot dicks.
I think we have
A
been.
music video, and you two star in it. We'll get real robots.
What's a fake robot?
I mean, like real functioning robots.
With functioning robo dicks.
Yep.
Yeah, I had dinner with my mom last night, and she did mention a few things that I've been saying and endorsing, and how apparently my aunts and uncles listen to this podcast too.
And they found out that you're Blue Chew's biggest ambassador. Is that what she said?
Yeah. She also said I can't say I got a Hummer because apparently.
Jesus. Wendy,
so many things.
Wendy was so in tune.
What'd she say about your aunts and uncles?
Who said that they also listen.
Oh, so they haven't said anything about it, but you know
I haven't
that
seen them, but it's coming at Christmas.
they all just get you Blue Chew.
Well, you know,
Ryan,
they know he
it sounds
doesn't
like
need
you're
that.
just flying through this. So here you go.
So why can't you say you got a Hummer?
Urban Dictionary it.
Even better than a blowjob, it's when the person actually hums / vibrates their lips while their mouth is around your cock.
That's a blowjob.
Or one of the least fuel efficient vehicles on earth.
Also true.
Oh, they must be so proud. Man, where do we go from here? Anywhere up is positive. So you guys know how Argentina won the Soccer World Cup?
Because you told me.
One, have you guys seen the streets of Argentina
So cool.
after they won? Dude, insane.
And they let them climb flagpoles there, or street lights. Here they grease the poles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? That's
In like
actually
big
awesome.
cities like Philly and stuff like that, I think is one city that's known for burning the city down when they win.
Yeah, it's crazy. Pop up a video of just like the streets. But after Argentina won the World Cup, everyone's obviously down on the field. And do you guys know the guy Salt Bay? You remember Salt Bay? He's like the guy that went viral for.
He was
like, an
famous for
assault.
like 3 minutes in 2015.
I guess being famous for 3 minutes in 2015 warrants you to get onto the field after like the biggest sports event in history, right? No idea how. But anyway, this guy gets down there and is just like wreaking havoc, just being just a piece of
Was he
shit.
drunk?
But watch him trying to get Messi's attention. This is him right here.
Oh, he's in
look
a
at
suit.
him. Look at him. He's grabbing him.
Oh my gosh.
He's grabbing on his arm. He's like trying to walk away. Look at
What
him
the
hold-
fuck's he
He's
doing?
holding the
trophy.
No, he's holding the trophy, right?
Dude, you got to give that guy,
Watch
he's got
this.
quite a look.
Watch. This is him.
He took it right out
Watch.
of the
Just
thing.
watch.
He's taking pictures with the team.
Look at this.
What the? Get the
all right, well, hold
hell
up.
out
Hold
of
up.
here.
It gets, all right, so this is him after he finally got his attention. So he like finally gets it. You can tell Messi's just like, who is
What
this
the
guy? Like,
fuck?
why did he just spend in? I couldn't find the clip again, but I watched a clip of him trying to grab him for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's just,
and he
like,
like just
pulling
kept
on
walking
him.
away. He's like grabbing his arm.
Dude's trying to celebrate
Watch
with
this.
his team and
So
his family.
this is after. Then he's grabbing it.
From a baby.
He's grabbing it from the baby. You can tell, like, the player's just like,
That player's
He's
not
like
letting
not
go.
letting go. Yeah. What the fuck's
And
this?
then
so
what? And then,
awkward.
you ready? You ready? You ready? Bro,
Wow.
I don't
Dude,
know.
Salt Bae just memed himself.
He did.
He was already a meme, though. It's almost like this is his personality. He's just continuing to be an idiot.
So then I was looking up, what is Salt Bae doing right now? And apparently he has his own restaurant or maybe a couple restaurants. Look at some of these bills from his restaurant. $37,000.
Wow.
It's euros, isn't it?
Yeah, about the same now. Pounds. After bragging about a customer's $140,000 bill at his Abu Dhabi restaurant. $140,000.
So he's making a lot of money, obviously.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
$30,000 tip.
Wow.
Cripes.
Why, though? Because he flicks salt off of his
forearm?
elbow?
Yeah, I don't want your salt touching your dirty elbow. My salt touching your dirty elbow.
I wonder, like, after his little World Cup incident, how that's going to affect business after everyone sees him just acting a fool out there. But anyway, that's what Salt Bae's up to.
Wow.
Apparently, he did something right to be charging those prices.
Speaking of the World Cup, look up the billboard of Messi. First of all, we just got to appreciate how cool this is. Look, it's like
Whoa.
3D. When I watched
That's
that for the
amazing.
first time, I thought, we're finally getting the advertisements that a true dystopian future would have.
Yeah.
Like you see a bunch of buildings covered in that, you're like, yes, it is
That's
finally
sick.
the future.
Yep.
And
robots are coming.
I was
The
gonna
robots
say
are
that.
coming, guys.
You look behind a dirty alley there, and there's a robot and some sucker of a human getting his fix. Yeah, well, it was pretty cool. I'm not a big soccer guy, but I did end up watching that for a while. I mean, it's being regarded as like one of the best World Cups, best soccer games ever. But if you like soccer, good for you.
Guess it had like 1 billion current viewers.
Wow.
And like the Super Bowl has like 120 million.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, it's
So just
by
like
far the
comparison.
most.
Yeah,
But
soccer
yeah, I mean,
giant
it's all
sport.
over the world.
I think he's the most followed person in the world.
Messi, he's not, but he just had
Or is it
his
Ronaldo?
World Cup photo is like the most liked photo on Instagram history.
Damn. More than Bella Porch somehow.
Huh?
That was the other. That's the second most liked on like all of social media. I believe it was her TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the most watched TikTok ever.
The Instagram photo that was holding the record was the egg. It was like the most liked photo, but then people went and started disliking or like unliking the egg. So then Messi's
could
would pass it. Yeah,
What's the egg? Like literally just an egg?
it's literally just an egg. I'll pull it up.
It's sick, though.
Yeah, check this out. Actually, you're gonna love this,
I'm
Evan.
surprised you haven't liked it yet.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Are you kidding me? Get your Instagram out after this, and you're going to have to like it.
What if
Alright,
I
check this
don't
out.
like it?
All right, world record
Dude,
egg.
there's no way.
Egg gang. Almost 5 million followers. Just one photo of an egg. Likes.
You and your girlfriend both like that egg.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
man. It's yeah. You're like you're like a part of a community.
It's a nice egg.
What's the story behind the egg?
Look at it.
I am so confused.
All right, Messi's photo. 70 million likes.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Our R6 jump has like over 500,000 likes.
Does it
on
really?
Instagram,
What is that?
Which is a crazy amount of likes.
Yes.
Obviously,
Wow.
not anything compared to Messi, but some Kim K numbers.
The
Those
video
are
of us
some
jumping the R6 has 19 million views on Instagram, 704,000 likes.
Wow.
Dude, if we hit 1 million likes on that, I'm going to black out.
Dude, okay.
That is so cool.
That's the okay, and then the one R6 off-road video that we posted a couple months ago, that has 28.5 million views and 763,000 followers or likes.
Wow.
Holy crap.
Let's pour some out for the R6. RIP.
Seriously, dude. R.I.P.
I can't believe we destroyed that thing, but glad we did.
I'm not glad we did.
When we jumped it, we were trying to jump it into the tree. Completely missed it, but we were trying to hit the tree and then hoping that it either hit the tree and exploded or hit the tree and got stuck in it. And then we were like, if it gets stuck in the tree,
We'll just
we're going to leave it forever. And it's going to be like a piece of history. The tree's going to grow around it.
Yeah, I don't like this new one as much. We can send that in a tree for sure.
Evan doesn't have the special connection to it.
So I really love filming podcasts when we just have like really good days. A lot happened today. Banger day at the shop. Like,
Woke up, the shifter cart was on the ground. Started out positive.
okay, started out negative now that you say that. Hung the shifter cart, not so well.
apparently.
I'm not gonna blame it on you and Evan. Honestly, if you guys haven't seen that, we hung the shifter cart on the wall.
Part in it.
Well, you absolutely have part in it. I'm just not gonna give you shit for it.
Who would have thought that one hook hanging into, I guess, not a stud, wasn't enough to hold a 200-pound shifter cart on the wall?
So got the shifter cart hung back up, which was that's where things started going positive. You know, had a couple good meetings today. We won't talk about that, but CJ rolls in later. Tint brings over a ATM for the shop. That's money. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, we have some of the people in the shop, I'm not going to say names, have, a gambling problem. And we're not going to say gambling problem, but they have a lot of
It's like, what
they
do
have
you
a
call
lot
it?
of fun betting money. And
On
we have
stupid
people that
stuff.
come over that want to bet money too. And there's oftentimes bets placed, the bet gets done, and I don't have any cash. I'll, get you back whenever, or I'll get you next time I see you. You never see that money, So now it's like, I don't got any cash. When they say they'll Venmo you after, but then they forget, and you kind of feel like a dick. Like, hey, you gonna hit me with that $5? Sometimes people do that, and you're kind of like, what was the point of betting? Because I was gonna pay him. Now it's like, you don't have any cash? Go to the ATM. And yes, I charge a steep fee,
Yes.
$5 fee.
That's the
$5.
Well, that's what you get for showing up here with no money, thinking you're going to gamble. You're going to have to pay for your not thinking.
My favorite part is a lot of times people don't show up here thinking they're going to gamble, but it ends up happening.
That's okay too for me.
CJ just gets people to gamble, and you don't have money because you didn't plan
go to
on
the
gambling.
ATM.
Great, go to the ATM that I also charge $5.
I also happen to own.
It's a
It's a
great
little side hustle.
Well, yeah, I was going to call it a scheme. It's not a scheme at all. I mean, it's
business,
total
man.
legit.
Just a business. I'm going to
Man.
get more of them, put them on each bay of this shop. So that way they're just we have cash readily available
At that
for
point-
all types of bets.
At that point, we should put one outside for the public.
Well, I have that plan. I'm going to get something bricked in, just like
Like a
cement
brick
wall.
mailbox?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That way it's
I know
not
where-
like a
I know-
potential theft
I know
issue.
how we're gonna finish Ryan's Hummer off. We're
Run it through and
We're
steal my
running
ATM.
CJ's ATM over.
I only keep
for the-
fives in there.
for the
so
greater good.
So I mean, there's like $1,000 in the thing total. So
Oh.
like realistically, breaking my ATM, me pressing charges, not worth it.
So then,
Only if you catch us.
so then when Tint brings over the ATM for CJ, he also brought over a gift from himself and Mark, which was an electronic dartboard, not no
Like-
joke dartboard, a legitimate electronic dartboard, like
Bar
that
style, big one, little like a screen.
which we've been wanting for a long time. So thank you for that.
It's like a $2,000 dartboard. It's really nice of them.
Oh, seriously?
But
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
Nice.
it's
Thanks,
so
Tint.
funny because
And Mark.
it's truly just another game to bet money on.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
mean,
it's perfect that I have my ATM there now.
Man, it sounds kind of like a little bit degen when you list them all. I mean, we're playing dice. We're betting on dice. We're betting on pool. We're betting on the
Pinball.
pinball machine. We're going to be betting on darts.
The sports games, fights.
Yeah.
There's often times
start our
where
own
people don't have
sports
money.
book.
It's really also funny because I'm like so excited for just everything, the dartboard especially. Like, I'm like, just what I need to spend more time at the shop.
Spending money somehow instead of making it here.
Yeah, like usually, like,
Work is
at
the
house-
safe place
right,
to
yeah.
make money and not lose it.
So is the house gonna be starting a line of credit program?
No, you go to the ATM. What do you mean the house, the line of
What do
credit?
you mean the line of credit?
Go to the
What if
ATM.
what if I start a line of credit and I run you out of business?
We get money from you.
Yeah, it's a line of credit and there is steep interest.
ATM's easier. Sorry.
What if you
I
run
like
out
the
of money
idea though.
because you have a bad night?
Oh yeah.
You bet the farm, lost the farm, start betting the cattle,
Yep.
hoping to win the farm back, and then before you know it, you're left with no farm, no cattle, no wife.
Did you win, Dad? No, I lost the house.
In the perfect world, things go well enough for me. I run CJ out of business.
Well,
I buy the ATM and then I lower the fee and then everyone wins.
That would be one
He's
way to
not
look
gonna
at
lower
it.
the
In
fee.
another way, maybe there's a competing business that comes in that loans CJ money and we work harmoniously together and grow our empire.
I think Ryan needs to start charging money to play a game on his pinball machine.
I think you should too.
I just ordered a change machine. Then you can take money out of CJ's ATM. You put it in the change machine. Well, then what are you going to do with all this extra change?
Well, you better play some more stuff.
I am going to put a vending machine in there. Stock it with Little Debbie's, chips, granola bars.
I
You know,
think-
maybe you get hungry around
I'm sold.
here. Yeah.
I'm sold.
But wait, there's more.
Okay, good.
Then you put in a soda pop machine. And then it's full service in here. You get games, you get entertainment, you get food, and you get drink.
You know what I love about everything that you guys have said? You guys are going to be your own best customers. You guys are really going to keep your business alive.
It's called being
It's
your own
gonna
boss,
just be
dude.
a revolving door.
Yeah, like think of the amount of money. You know, we keep saying like when we bring friends around because they're gonna use
Ain't
it.
no
what
friends
friends?
coming
That's what I
over,
mean.
We
bro.
don't have any.
Yeah.
We're gonna start hosting.
Yeah, but that's
Hosting
what I mean.
parties.
If we all brought just a couple buddies at the end of the
CJ's
day,
going
it's-
to be a
Large
promoter.
groups of people, and I'm gonna tell them just go to the ATM, get a little cash out first before you even,
I'm definitely gonna like start using it like when we go on a trip and I don't make it to the bank beforehand. I'm like, I don't have any cash. Like if I don't have any cash, I'm gonna hit up CJ's ATM.
You're gonna be running around with $500 and $5 bills in your
Yeah.
pocket.
Also, we filled it with fives, which is extremely inconvenient.
Well,
No,
you could only
it's for the
put
gambling.
You could only put
Oh.
one bill in for some
Okay,
reason. I got
and it
the
makes
cheap
sense.
one,
Don't-
cheap
yeah,
one,
okay.
and I was like, well, fives is probably better than 20 because like sometimes people come over if they don't have any
Yeah.
money to begin with, they're probably not trying to bet $20 at a time. So let's do five. That's a good happy medium.
So do you guys think that our shop is turning into more of a arcade or more of a casino?
I think it's just more of a fun haven.
I feel like they go, yeah.
It's-
You know,
Yeah, I
casino it has a bad,
It's our
reputation.
take on a casino, but yeah, I don't want to use that word.
It's just,
Yeah, arcades are for nerds. I think it's just
Well, we gotta come up with our own
something
name.
cool. You know, it's just a fun haven.
Me
haven.
and CJ's grandpa has actually been telling us for a while that he has a old blackjack table that he's gonna give to us too. So that's kind of gonna solidify the casino
Start
side.
moving stuff out that we actually use.
my best friend from high school, his mom used to deal at a casino, so
Oh.
she could come down and deal for
Yeah,
us.
and then when she's not being a blackjack dealer, maybe she could be the bartender.
Yeah, that's all we need now. Is a bartender that shows up 5 o'clock, works till
Till 2 a.m..
Yep, we
Be
pull
perfect.
up. It'd be just like going out, except you're still here and you're not spending as much.
Yeah.
If not more.
Well, depends. I might be hiring the bartender and be selling the booze, but
CJ gets a liquor license.
Still is his best owned customer.
And then, after all the long nights here drinking and stuff, you go, oh, man, I really need a place to stay
or a ride home.
or a ride home.
I got both of those.
Yep. You start charging for the room upstairs.
Then I have my little brother driving everyone home.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It seems like you guys are just explaining like almost like a speakeasy type environment.
I mean, you can call it whatever you want.
Yeah, I
It's gonna
think
be a good time.
the
though, I
only
can
thing we're
promise you that.
missing now is like some brochures for the Fun Haven because now it's just this full blown thing.
You just
like-
see me out somewhere, like passing out. Hey, Fun Haven, come on over.
Swing by, couple nights, one night, whatever you want.
First beer on us.
First bet's free.
My first pet's free.
Well, we're running isn't a scam, but did you guys see that Logan Paul is in some hot water?
I didn't actually like a scam type thing.
Well, yeah. So back, let's rewind 8 months ago
When
when
cryptocurrency was making money.
cryptocurrency was up big and NFTs were the next big thing, and a lot of people made NFTs. We were even approached if we wanted to make an NFT. We didn't want to do it because we were like, I don't really want to like have our people buy it and then it just be worth nothing because then they just lose their money and that's just pretty lame. We don't want to rip off our subscribers. Some influencers did. He made his own crypto zoo, hyped it up, talked all this big game, and basically it was like a massive failure. I don't think it was a deliberate scam, but it was a massive, massive failure. And like people lost like a lot of freaking money. And now he's like in trouble.
Really?
And I don't know, he's under hot water. It like just recently came out.
So I think the gist was you like had an elephant and a lion, and it was like
It
a
was
Ella
just
lion or
dumb,
whatever.
dude. It was
But-
dumb.
Did they ever release any of them?
Well, that was the thing. So like basically all they did was like take two pictures and mash them together. Like Adobe Photoshop, like stock
Or maybe even use AI.
stock
Oh, yeah.
images.
They were pretty legit.
They
when
were not, dude. They look like shit. It looked like they spent literally like a minute on each little picture or whatever that you supposedly got. And there was supposed to be this big return for like the people that bought these things and like held on, and
which
they
like
just
'cause
drove straight to the ground.
at the end of the day, like an NFT can look like shit. People pay like millions of dollars for, at the end of the day, a monkey, but there was supposed to be stuff that came with it.
Yeah, and it just shot straight to the ground. But anyways, while I was watching this video, it's by CoffeeZilla. He's explaining all this stuff. You just would have to go watch it. Can we pull it up, Ken? Pull up the first video. We'll just play it loud.
I don't think we need to.
Play it real loud.
I don't think there's any need.
Even their community manager, Ben Roth, promised people.
Community manager, Ben Roth. I literally blacked out when I saw it. Ben Roth. And when he just kept talking all this trash on this Ben Roth
this
guy
Ben Roth.
that supposedly ripped all these people off of money. I've never met another Ben Roth in my life.
There's a lot
and this
of them.
dude was really talking big about NFTs.
Ben
And
Roth.
are you the?
I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
Go watch the video, and if you're a fan, if you guys, you will shit your pants. It's so funny when he says Ben Roth. So my question, Ben, do you have something to explain? How'd you pay for that Lambo? With the funds of the people you stole?
Look,
The money you stole from the people?
can I take the Ken approach on this
With
one?
your shitty little pictures?
No comment.
Okay,
No
well, that
comment.
makes you look
Wow.
extremely guilty.
Yeah. Makes you look like you want to suck some robot dick, quite frankly.
No, dude. I watched the same video and I blacked out. I blacked out when that part hit, and I literally was driving, listening to it. I pull over. I go, I had to have heard that wrong. I've never met another Ben Roth. I've never even like ran across another like,
Ben. I've never met another Ben before.
Right. Yeah. I was very rattled, obviously, and
Looking pretty guilty.
so I start getting messages.
Oh,
okay, so that was my
no
next
way.
question.
Yeah.
I would assume if I had recently watched this video, I would look that guy up. And of course, you're going to be the first Ben Roth that pops up.
Totally.
Yeah, it was not a good
Totally.
look.
What are people saying to you?
They were like, "Is this you?" Like a couple like saying like, "I've heard you like talk about it on the podcast." Like, "Is this you?" LOL.
Oh my gosh.
And like people just like sending screenshots of like the actual CoffeeZilla post and be like, "This is fucked." Or like things like
They're
that.
just already
Stealing
believing
money,
it.
you
Wow.
I'm like, what do I
you
say?
con artist.
Like, do I just comment on the video and just be like, "Hey,
Do you say sorry?
funny"?
There's ways to make
that's my
money
name, it's not
legitimately,
me.
Ben. Like ATMs.
ATMs.
You maybe should put in your bio, like, I am not the Ben Roth that scammed you. Because, like, I feel like if it became a slightly bigger issue,
It's got like
people, like, I could see some idiot news source like the New York Times or something.
using his picture.
Literally just searching
Using a
up Ben
picture of
Roth
me.
and
Like
seeing
YouTuber.
somebody in YouTube
so funny, dude.
moderately prominent on social media and going, this is the guy. And it's like a picture of you and Greta. Just
And
like,
you're standing next to your Lamborghini. They're like, that's
This is
where
what he
my
did.
Yeah,
money
clearly.
went to.
Yeah,
You look mighty guilty.
Really not a good look. Not a good look. I just don't know if there's literally anything I can do about
Yeah,
it.
dude, the video is blowing up. I think there's two videos, and they have like collectively 5 million views, which is a lot of views.
You know what's funny? There was also a couple comments and messages that said, "Man, every investment you touch turns to shit, doesn't it?"
dude, especially when you're running it.
Yeah, I was like,
Jeez.
dude, it just doesn't look good. Everything just adds up. It could have been me. You know what's funny? It could have been somebody that watched the podcast and
They
they
just
wanted
used your
to
name.
just go anonymous and they just used my name because they.
Imagine they used your picture, then you'd be.
and then they
Screwed.
became the community manager.
That's what he is.
Well, the only reason they'd use your name is if they were trying to throw the game. If they were trying.
Can we look this guy up? Like,
Yeah, okay, I just want to see what
the only time
this-
when I search Ben Roth, the only thing that pops up is your face, Ben, standing next to your Lamborghini, like every other crypto con artist. They first thing they do is
By Lamborghini.
steal the money. Second thing they do, buy Lamborghini.
yeah.
it does that.
Third thing they do, take pictures and post it online about how rich they are.
Like this
Fourth thing, jail.
Yeah.
This is the type of guy that you have to find on like LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
whenever I have to like find someone who you cannot find on social media, you have to look them up on LinkedIn.
NFTs, I don't know.
I feel like it was definitely a wave.
Yeah, but everything's a
Obviously.
wave. It might come back. I wouldn't count it out yet.
But for your sake, Ben, I wouldn't even just touch it. You know, I'd stay away for a little bit.
CoffeeZilla really is one of those guys, though. He could turn like your Starbucks order into like a full blown documentary hit piece.
Dude, it's crazy.
He throws together a hell of a documentary, YouTube documentary thing on people, and does some pretty solid digging.
He does
Yeah.
some pretty solid journalism that seems, I mean, if it's against you, definitely not in your favor. But like, bro, the lengths he goes to is like
Insane.
and it all seems super credible.
Mm-hmm.
Granted,
I don't
that's
think
probably
he,
what
I don't
most
think he
journalists-
really puts much hit pieces out on people. I think it's just
Right,
straight
that's
up.
true.
I think it's probably deserving things.
Yeah, I mean,
At
he
the end
tells
of the
it
day,
straight
like
up.
he's a man of the people. You
Yeah,
know,
like I wouldn't necessarily trust what H3H3 has to say, which he doesn't seem like he's popping as much anymore. Not H3H3, Drama Alert, sorry. I wouldn't trust so much what Drama Alert, but even H3H3 has to say. They seem very biased and like whatever.
but then I
But
feel
I'd
like
say CoffeeZilla seems, I mean, he just kind of tells it how it is and
Coffee-
what is known.
he's like the new iDubbbz, which like iDubbbz is like almost complete comedy. But when he did a content cop on you, you know, like he did one on like
You're
Tana
fucked.
Monjo.
Because he would
Yeah,
make it into a
you
joke
are
too.
fucked.
He'd be a meme.
Yep.
Like when CoffeeZilla does, he just basically reports
Just-
everything. Just
yeah.
kind of makes you look bad.
I wonder how he does that without getting sued or hit with like defamation.
That's
sure
the
he
one thing
does
I've
here and
always
there.
worried about defamation is, if it's true, can you say it?
I mean, look at Amber Heard, like made
That's
a whole
true.
trial out of just like what she was saying.
That's true.
So it's like you do hit somebody with defamation, even if it is true and you're just trying to win a case. Still sucks. Still got to go to
Still
court.
gotta
And
do
that would
it.
suck for him. Like every single time you piss off somebody super rich and you drag their name through the mud, even if it is true
Yeah.
and credible, and then you get hit with a lawsuit, it's like, damn, man, is it worth it?
In the docuseries, I think it's the first video, CoffeeZilla gets a hold of Logan Paul's manager, Jeff. And they hop on the phone and he like answers and he tells him like, hey, I'm CoffeeZilla. I'm doing a thing on, the Crypto Zoo, yada, yada. I'm trying to get all the facts, whatever. And then he asks him and he just goes, no comment. He's like, you have no comment? And then basically, which looked pretty bad, I'm not going to lie. He was pretty jumbled up. I'm sure he wasn't expecting a call. And then he kind of basically said like, if we take things very seriously. If you release bad press basically on it, that's not true. Basically kind of like indirectly threatened suing for defamation, but I don't know if they will be able to,
right. If you're
'Cause if it's
that
true, it's
calculated
like-
and it's true.
I don't know.
It would definitely have to come out in court because
Yeah.
they'll have to pull.
I don't know if he'd want to
if you're
get into
filing
court
a
though.
claim
If,
on something like
if
that.
you theoretically kind of scammed everyone out of his money, and it's even like the same thing with FTX. Isn't like Graham Stephan? He's a financial YouTuber, and a few other. I'm sure actually a number of other like celebrities or
Tom Brady.
people like that who promoted it are in trouble too, aren't they?
There's a class action lawsuit for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Against
So like,
everyone involved,
dude,
too.
it's
Pretty much
just
anyone. It seems like
if you
anyone that
pushed it.
promoted it.
Wow.
dude. Yeah, that sucks.
So, what do they get sued? Do they have to pay money? Do they have to pay their promotions
It's not
back?
done
or
yet,
like,
but-
how does that work? Who does the money go to?
They probably haven't come to an agreement, but they're in trouble basically. Like.
That's crazy, man.
Dude, it's just the whole thing. Like right now, we're in kind of the Wild West where everything's still always obviously evolving as time goes on. You go back a year or two, people were able to like basically promote this new coin that they made, have everyone buy into it because they had these followers, and then they would just dump their whole portion after the price got drove up, and they'd make even more money, leaving their followers with basically worthless,
Holding the bag.
pointless digital currencies. And now they got in trouble for that. They came down on them. And like, it's just same thing now. NFTs, people are coming down on that. And now it's like if you were promoting this, basically you just can't promote shit.
Well, I think it's all a gamble. It's a gamble buying crypto. It's a gamble buying stocks. It's a gamble buying NFTs, but it's also a gamble as a creator or anyone making them. Like we would have taken a gamble had we made an NFT. Glad we didn't.
Yeah.
Kind
Or
of
we
talk
didn't.
about
I
that.
didn't wanna
It would be a gamble. Yeah, there's a bunch of money to be made, maybe, since it's a gamble, but there's also a bunch of loss to be had
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
a gamble.
Dude,
Bunch
I
of
gotta wonder.
credibility.
You know what I was thinking about is Full Send when they had their Metacard NFT, and we bought Ben bought two, I bought one. And
still
they
have
were
them?
like $1,000. Yeah, well, it's literally probably worth $100 now. Well,
I
anyways,
haven't even
they were
looked.
talking about all
I
this
don't
even
shit
wanna
they were
look.
gonna do. They were gonna do, gyms and like these clubs
Special
and all
access.
these special things. And then legitimately, they don't even talk about it anymore. They don't do anything with it. And then in our minds, we're like, well, dude, Nelk is so big right now. Like, they're always posting. Like, I believe in them, which I still do. But now they like hardly even post. I'm like, bro, they just made all this money off this NFT, and now we're sitting here. We just basically funded their retirement, and I'm sure they already had their retirement.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like their case is a little bit different, and it just so happens that like NFTs are all kind of shit right now.
That's just
But,
very
like-
true. The economy has driven them down. But
Because think though, you buy an NFT or you buy something that is basically backed by nobody, like
Nothing.
anonymous people, or just like the hype of it though. And I feel like that's at least kind of backed by their name.
that's true. But it's like now it's like hardly even talked about, which obviously it's tough to talk about when you're not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it comes back. I do.
Dude,
I do truly believe that NFTs will somehow come back. I do also believe they're kind of pointless, but
Bro, Trump
I wouldn't
just
doubt if
dropped
the price
NFTs.
goes up. Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That was the most tone deaf thing I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think they
Like-
really dropped the ball on that because
the
they
worst
fucked
time.
up and did it 8 months too late.
That,
Sure,
I
it
didn't
took a while to
understand it
build.
at all. Like, why did they just
Is it
do
funding
now?
his like political campaign?
I doubt it. I mean, 45,000 sold in around 12 hours, collecting around $5 million, which is a lot of money. But to Trump,
That's nothing, dude.
It's not like it's needed.
I feel
sneezes
like he
at-
was it his campaign that did it, or
I
like
think
was it
Trump.
just an
I think
outside?
just Trump did it.
I want
Did
an
he
NFT.
promote it? I want an
Oh, yeah,
NFT.
So the thing was, he like, he's releasing like these policy things, and then they promote the NFT as like major announcement, and it's like your major announcement should be the policy, not the NFT thing. You're running for president.
What a interesting guy.
Yeah, they're expecting something
Yeah.
kind of monumental, and he's like, NFTs.
What?
Bro, too late. Too late.
That's
Too late.
crazy, actually. Dude,
Yeah,
it's
I don't
crazy.
know.
What, the 45th president of the United States just dropped NFTs? Aren't they of him like riding like unicorns and shit too? Pop up a Trump NFT. It's
the
pretty
frick, dude?
funny.
They're all great, I must say, but they just look like Trump put his thing in the AI generator, and it gave him
Yeah.
12 like superhero images back.
All right, speaking of making money. So, about a month ago, we started seeing just clips of our videos being uploaded to YouTube. So, just like random little bits that we've done throughout like the last 4 years. Super random, but
Under the name of
under the name of CboysTV clips. And we weren't doing it. It was just some random kid doing it. So we saw like the first couple pop up and we're watching them and we're like, oh, some kid is just like uploading our clips. And then some of them started pulling like pretty crazy views, like 200,000, 300,000 views.
Or literally just downloading our video and snipping a clip out of it and uploading it.
And just re-uploading it, right? So we're watching it for a couple weeks, and he's like pretty consistent with it. He's doing one a day. Some are popping off, some aren't doing much. And we were like, we should probably like put a stop to this, but like let's see if he keeps doing it and how they keep going.
Because we get notified actually in YouTube. It says, you basically it's a copyright claim and it pops up and we could claim it if we wanted.
Yeah,
But
so
we were like,
YouTube gives us the option to either completely delete it or just demonetize it so that he can't make any money off of it.
it's growing, dude, and he's staying consistent.
Staying consistent with it. So finally, me and CJ email the email connected to it, and we're like, hey, this is Ben and CJ. Let's hop on a FaceTime call, and let's just have a chat. So me and CJ hop on a FaceTime call with a 17-year-old kid named Ashton. Shout out Ashton. I know he's watching this
He's
right
a good
now.
kid. Good. I like him a lot. I just talked to him the other day.
So long story short, Ashton, 17-year-old kid, high schooler, was just cutting our videos because he knew nobody else was doing it and just re-uploading it, having just a screenshot for the thumbnail, arrow, some text, and he was making like $4,500.
That's
It was
awesome.
monetized for 20 days, and he made $4,500 in 20 days.
Oh,
And he was like, dude, I was making more money in a
Yeah.
day than like my friends were in a week working normal jobs, and it was taking me like 30 minutes to do it. Right. So me and CJ are like pretty impressed, like that's crazy. And
It takes initiative to, think of that idea do
Right.
it.
But also
make the channel.
it's very easy work in
comparatively to what
comparison
you do.
Well, even just filming the video, editing it, whatever, making a
What
thumbnail,
you do.
because he was just snipping it, putting it, and it would just pop off. But it's a very useful thing that he's doing
100%.
because he's doing a good job at titling and taking a screen grab and making a decent thumbnail out of it, and just making an intriguing clip that makes people click.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we were like, man, we don't really want him to stop doing it. But like at the end of the day, he is kind of just like stealing our shit. We have like no control over it. And he's just basically profiting off of our content. Like at the end of the day, it's just copyright.
And we're not getting anything. It'd be like selling someone else's like song,
Yep.
basically.
Yep. So we just worked out a deal with him where he's still doing it. And we told him do one video a day from the main channel and then do one podcast clip a day from the podcast. We're giving him a percentage of all the earnings on the revenue. He can see the revenue, so he's like motivated by it. Like the more he posts, the better the title or thumbnail is. Like the more money he's gonna make, the more money we make, and he gets to just sit in his room for 30 minutes.
He said
a day
it takes him, I think, like an hour. He spends an hour a day, and he gets to chill there and do. But the thing, like anybody can cut that. Most people don't have consistency or like the discipline to continuously do it every day at the same time and just have the discipline of it. But what he had that I honestly couldn't find with other people that I've tried having do stuff is he knew exactly. He's really good at making a title and a thumbnail for these clips because in a sense we have, let's say you take like a minor bit from a video that we would never title and thumbnail around. He's able to take that and make this thing and it says like Ben from CboysTV does this or whatever, and they just pop off, and he does one a day.
That was like the beauty of his thumbnail and titling was he
gets
titling.
It. That's the thing.
He gets it. And also what you said about learning to, there's only so many bits you could pick out of our video, but learning to pick the ones that do well.
He's good.
But
he has intelligence with it.
Sometimes we read the title of the videos he's posting and we're like, that's
I
so
laugh,
funny.
bro.
It's stuff we wouldn't think of nor ever title a video, which I love.
Yeah, he's got a very outsider look
about. And
But
it's perfect
working.
for those.
Working.
Yeah, I think it's like the touch that we were missing. We're like so focused on like the inside and like he almost is approaching it at like an angle that is like so not like YouTube friendly too.
Yeah.
And it's working. Like so many things. I'll like text CJ about like, yo, should we text him? Like probably don't use this in the thumbnail or use this in the title because YouTube is going to like throttle it most of the time if we were to do it. And it works. Like it'll go like number one.
I just let him do it and like that was the reason why we were like, we don't want to put a stop to this because this kid gets it. So it's like if we could just get him to start working with us on it, now it's a win-win for everyone. He's no longer stealing content. We're no longer getting stuff stolen from us. We're both winning. And the best part was you didn't have to train him in. Like a lot of people DM me, like they hit me up and then I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, I do all this stuff. I like editing and photos and all this. And I'll say, send me a portfolio. I don't even have a fucking portfolio. Like if you don't have any
to be fair, this kid probably doesn't have a portfolio either.
He could send the YouTube channel and say, I titled and thumbnailed all these, but it's a different type of thing.
Now he does.
Yeah, but he got the job because he didn't need one. He like proved it. But
I'm just talking about this case.
I know what you're saying, but we just pretty much just took a risk like on the kid, and he just took initiative.
Not really. I don't think it was a risk at all.
Yeah, but he just started doing it.
Yeah, that's what he did. He showed us that he proved that he could do it, but it's like you got to have some kind of examples that you can do it, and he had an example because he was doing it. That's why he was able to do it.
I think a super valuable thing for people in any space, trying to get a job, trying to get a client, doing anything, is make yourself useful.
Yeah.
We get all these emails. I can quadruple your revenue. I can do all these things.
Prove it.
A little bit of, like proof or making yourself useful or having an example of things you've done. And, maybe you're trying to mow lawns or something like that. If you want to come and you want to be like, hey, I want to mow your lawn, come with the mower or come with pictures like, hey, look at the nice lines I did at my lawn at home. And then that way someone can look at that and go, I like the way that you did that. I'm not totally banking on someone young and maybe inexperienced, but I'm able to see the proof in the pudding.
That's a really good point.
But I think that's why he got the job. If he had emailed us and said, I want to make clips for you guys, I can come up with good thumbnails. I can come up with good titles. I know what to do. Would have been like, sweet, delete.
Yeah, he'd have been a
Would've
drop
never
in the
got it.
bucket. He proved it. Like with the
Proved his
lawnmower,
job.
that's a perfect example. If you want to start a lawn mowing business, show up, say, hey, sir, I'm running a lawn mowing business, yada, yada. I see that you haven't mowed your lawn in a couple weeks. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe you're old. Maybe you it's too hard for you. I just want to do your first lawn for free and prove to you. I just want to show you what I can do. And after that, if you don't like it, whatever, it's all good. But
Yeah, I'll do the front lawn for free, and you can pay me for the back. You know,
or even just do the whole thing.
Yeah,
I guess it
that'd be
depends how
best.
big it is. But I'm just saying, like, that's how you get jobs. Like, it's not really about like, oh, like I know how to do this or I know how to do that. Like, show it. You got to do the walk before you do the talking, in my opinion.
Like, to your point of how many, we get a lot of those, and we talk about it on here, and I really appreciate everyone that it shows
100%,
interest, but we get a
100%.
lot of them. And then to your point, like how you're like, yeah, but we still took a risk. It's like the, calculated risk. Anyway, it's like if they send, I want to be your editor, I can do this, 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 and this, and then they send, like, let's say just one video and like that's it. We can't take a risk on that. It's just, you can't take a risk on that. But what we saw from him, we can take a risk on. And we
Correct.
You know how many kids are probably listening to this right now? Like, damn, I should have done that. But like,
Yeah.
He took
straight
the
up,
jump.
When I
straight
talked
up,
to him
He
on
did.
the
He was smart.
Yeah.
He took the initiative, and I think that's the most impressive part
Also,
about that kid.
you can't do it now.
it's done.
It's
Yep.
done.
Yeah.
There's one person doing it, and if you do it, like
We'll
YouTube,
just take it down, yeah.
It gives us the option to just like copyright it. But
Sorry.
You can go
But that's
subscribe
what
to
will
our
happen.
CboysTV Clips channel and
Yeah.
our
We
Life
should.
Wide Open Clips podcast Clips channel. We're coming up on that.
when we were sitting there asking him, we were like, why'd you start doing it? And he was like, dude, I've been thinking about doing it for 2 years. And then I heard you guys talking about, like, on the podcast, you had just like take initiative, and I was like, I think I'm gonna just start doing it.
And he said that he
Smart,
saw
dude.
there was a couple other channels that had tried, but it looked like they only did, 4,
couple.
5, 6, 7 videos, and then they didn't stay with it. And that's the biggest thing, dude, is he stuck with it. Even with our so like the CboysTV YouTube clips are popping, in my opinion. The Life Wide Open clips, we were very inconsistent with it because we didn't have time to do it. So he kind of got put into a slightly inactive channel, but he stayed super consistent with it, and he's been hopping in the algorithm. And if you look at the views per the clips before he was running it, or our previous sporadic posts on it, to when he took it over and post one a day, they just keep climbing.
Yeah.
He just keep climbing, and I don't know. I can appreciate that.
And we love
Good
it.
for him,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Good for him. He could do it for a bunch of other people's channels too if he wanted. If you think about it,
True.
he just basically got to get the attention of them or find the right people.
Right. Luckily, at the end of the day, he is a big fan, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, maybe he'll make a clip about this.
Hopefully.
The best part about Ashton is you don't even have to talk to him anymore. Like, I mean, if you
don't have
if he
to
wanted,
tell him.
he
He's
could
just
call
doing
me
it.
or text me anytime, or I could too. But like, I don't have to monitor nothing. I don't have to tell him to do anything.
You two said this when we were talking to the car last Friday. You said the biggest asset someone can be is you not having to tell them what to do. Them just doing it. You don't have to tell them on
Yeah.
Wednesday morning
Shit's
to
just
make a
done.
clip. Makes a clip.
Shit's
And if he
just done.
doesn't, I mean, I guess that's his loss. But he's been consistent with it. So
Yeah, he's incentivized by percentage.
100%. Yeah, might as well make a million of them.
I told him, I was like, dude, I hope like you just continue to make bank, because like
Yep.
it's only like the harder you work on it, and you can just like, it's not like it's that hard. He's just like, the more he cuts
Yep.
and the more creative you are with the titles and thumbnails, like
So-
you're gonna make good money.
So go from here. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't, please. By this time we have finally hit 150K. It's awesome.
Thank you.
I think we should have.
Thank you.
I hope.
And
go.
then go check out the Clips channels. It's kind of fun. You get little bite-sized pieces. Maybe you might have missed some. You never know.
Yeah.
We'll see you
cool.
next week.
Right on.
Later.